My friends, I've gone off the deep end. Hi friends, welcome to the 4th episode of Knits and Avocations. My name is Brooke and this is my knitting podcast where I talk about all of my knitting projects and books and some home herbalism and all the things. So if any of that sounds like it's up your alley, then welcome, and welcome back if you've been here before. So I have a lot to catch you guys up on. It has been several weeks, maybe more than a month since the last episode, and I apologize for that. It has been crazy. We've had sickness in the house. We were sick for a while. We had, luckily, not too bad of sickness, but really good cough and like raspy voices and all those things. And so I have not had the energy or the voice to film in a while, but I'm super excited to get back to you guys. So how about we get started with I have my notes here. We're gonna get started with finished objects. I have 2 finished objects to share with you guys today. We're gonna do all the knits, then we're gonna do a little bit of the home herbalism. I have some B-roll that I filmed while we were sick of me making some tinctures or some herbal extracts and some tea, medicinal strength tea for us while we were sick, because I know that a lot of you guys enjoy the herbal stuff. So I filmed some of that. I don't know if it's going to be in the beginning if you already saw it, or if I'm going to have it at the end. If I haven't shown it already, then stick around and I will share that with you. But we'll talk a bit about that and all of those, the herbs and things that I was using for us while we were sick. And then after that, we'll go into books. I have a big stack of books sitting right here of finished books and books that I've just started. So let's dive in to finished objects. The first finished object I'm so excited to finally share with you guys. It still has an end that needs to be woven in. So, first finished object. I hope you can see it really well. I've also shifted some things around here in my little podcast corner, so I hope that you can see a lot better. This is my Royal Oak Cowl by Sarah Kenyon. I was gonna put it on for you, but now I'm second guessing that I'm gonna mess up my hair. I might have to pause and go. And also excuse me for my cough, because I do have a lingering cough. So I'll see if I can cut some of that out for you all. You'll have to pardon my frazzled hair now. Check this out. I just love how this turned out. So this is the Royal Oak Cowl. It was my first cabling project. I can't see what it looks like in the mirror right now, but what it looks like in the camera. So but hopefully you can really see the cables and such. It's this cabling, some seed stitch, and yeah, I love this. I love how it turned out. I've been working on it for a while, and it is in Blue Sky Fibers. I'll show the tag for you. Blue Sky Fibers, wool stock worsted. It is 100% fine Highland wool in the color Wild Thyme, and I love it. I love the feel. It's soft yet really rustic. It's gonna be perfect for the cozy season. Obviously can't wear it yet. A lot of you are, if you've been here before, you know I live in Arizona now, and so it's still very warm here right now. So we'll not be wearing this anytime soon, but I'm looking forward to wearing it in the when it starts cooling off and is a little chillier. Wear it with some sweaters, wear it with a coat. I think it's gonna be really nice. So that is the Royal Oak Cowl. Okay, so my second finished object, I have some socks here. If you've been here before, you've seen me working on these for a little while, and I finished them. It has been a bit, so these have been on the blockers waiting to show you for a while. These are just vanilla socks on DPM's Crazy Sock Ladies recipe, except I did do a knit 2 purl 2 on the cuff, and I did a little bit longer of a leg. That was kind of by accident. I just kind of was on a roll. So I love how these turned out. Really fun color. I think you guys have already seen, if you've been here before, seen one of them, but now here's both of them finished, blocked. I love them. Just some fun colors. This is in the color called Rainbow, and this is in Coral Pink. And these are by Hue-It Hand Dyed Fibers by Melissa Hue-It, and they are 100. The Rainbow is in 100% superwash merino, and the Coral Pink is in 70% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. So that one's a little softer, really lovely. Really like these. I'm excited to finally wear them. Now that I've shown you, now I will probably start wearing them in the morning when it's a little bit cooler during my quiet time. Put them on just to enjoy them. So those are my finished objects. Okay, now whips. I have had a bit of casting on, and my friends, I've gone off the deep end. Color work. My first sweater, I've got it all here. Mittens, lots of cast-ons, and some projects that I already had cast on that I've been working on for a little bit. So here we go. Let's go over my socks. I casted on a fall project. I needed something with some fall colors, something really cozy, fall, orangey, brown. You know, I needed the cozy fall colors. Okay. It does not change. We do not get seasons here in Arizona. I'm very, envious of all of you who actually get seasons. So I chose to cast on these lovely socks. This is in my Cavallini & Co. bag. I casted on my first color work project. And I love it. I think I might be into color work. I think color work and I are going to be friends. I love this orange. It is by, I'll show you the tag up close here. This is Goosey Fibers, good for the gander, in the colorway Pumpkin Spice. This is 75/25. And then I just got a neutral white. It's this one here, and maybe I'll show you up close. Let me see. See if that focuses. So there's that orange. Pumpkin Spice, perfect fall color. And then I just got this neutral white, which will be great because then I can use this for other projects because I'm not nearly good. It's only for the color work. It's not even for like a contrasting heel toe cuff. So I'm using very little of it, but I needed a neutral white. It's an off white. I can hold it up close here. Maybe it'll focus. I am using my phone, and so like not a camera, and so I can't see what you see until I go to edit. So paired these two together to do this pattern. I will share with you the pattern in just a second, but this to do the color work. So there's a little bit of color work here, and then there's a little bit of a purl, some purling action here. I do use the light bulb technique, although because this is a new pattern for me and I had to figure out when I was going to start the next color work section, because I'm stopped right now because I need to start the next color work section, which is going to go right here. Then it'll be back to orange for the toe. But I did have to go back. I went too far. I needed to start the color work sooner, and I had kept going in the orange thinking, oh no, I can keep going. And then when I looked closer at the pattern, she recommends that you start a certain amount. I won't say too much because it is a paid pattern, but you start that contrasting color work a bit before you start where you would want to start your toe decreases. And so I did go back. I spent last night's girls movie night. I had some girlfriends over for movie. Last night's girls movie night, going back, putting in some needles and going back. I probably took back like that much. Yeah, so that wasn't very fun. But now I'm ready to start doing the next color work section. I am using a knitting thimble, which I think I really like because I knit continental, and my only complaint with this is that my fingers are really small, and this is like a one size fits all, and there's no way for you to actually like tighten this or anything. Well, if there is, someone let me know, but don't think there is, unless if like my husband took tools to it, and really I don't think he'd be able to even do that. But I really do like using this. You can kind of see how it fits on, and I think for a lot, if you have bigger fingers, it maybe will fit like right here, which would be nice, but my fingers are tiny, so I have to mush it on right there, which works. Well, you can see that. I hope I'm in the right spot for you to see it. Anyways, so I'm using that. I tried the pattern designer recommends doing a two-handed color work. I gave that a try for like 2 seconds. It didn't work, you guys. It was rough. Thankfully, I had already had this. This is super, super cheap to order. I think I got it from like Wool and Co. To just order from them, and I had it because I saw it on Instagram at one point, someone using one. I was like, oh my gosh, when I start color work, I want to do that. And I think it was last Christmas. I'm getting so off on a tangent here. I'll circle back in a second. Last Christmas, or maybe the Christmas before, I asked for a bunch of like knitting notions that I was like, oh, I want to do these things this year with my knitting. So I asked my husband for some Christmas projects that were or Christmas knitting notions for Christmas. Now he filled my stocking with, I got like a skein of yarn that I picked, and then some notions and such that I wanted. And this was one of the things, so I already had it, so that was super nice. Once I realized that the two-handed wasn't going to work for me, I just picked this up and was like, okay, let's try this. I think that's going to be my color work plan. So I enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed the color work. It was so fun. I think color work is going to be something I try to pick up more as I get more skilled in my knitting and everything. And I did also this is a different kind of heel for me. German short row heel, I think is what this is. So that was kind of different. I don't know how much I love it. I usually do the one where you pick up all the stitches. And this was so much faster. If you're looking for a fast heel, this was incredibly, incredibly fast because you're not having to like rearrange, you're having to pick up and all that. But I just don't know how much I like the look of it. Where the gusset like forms here, it's just a little bit gappy. Like I don't know if it's just me. I think it's just the way that is. It just looks a little bit more gappy than I'm used to, and I think I just like I might like the look of the other kind of heel better. The kind of heel that I do that you do in the Crazy Sock Ladies one, where you pick up all the stitches. But man, it was a fast heel. So if you want a fast heel, there you go. That was lovely. I whipped this sock up so fast, and then I slowed down because I cast it on a bunch of other things that I'm going to show you now. But once I have the moment to actually sit and focus on that color work again, do that next color work strip, I will do that, finish this sock, and then start the next one. Also, I think my color work was pretty dang good. The stretch on this, I know a lot of people struggle with the floats. My floats, I think, were pretty good. The stretch on it definitely fits over my foot, like no doubt about it. I'm doing it on that. This has been the nice thing, doing this magic loop. I usually use double pointed needles, but doing this magic loop, then I can just slide these and try it on, and it fits. My floats, I think, were good. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really haven't been enjoying these socks, and good fall. Now, if only I had like fall leaves changing color outside, that would be so beautiful, picturesque, and lovely for my knitting project. But no, I live in Arizona. Okay. Oh, I didn't even say what pattern it was. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, that pattern is the Fair Isly Simple Socks. I'm calling it my Fair Isly Simple Fall Socks by Carlie Perrins of Northwoodsknitco. She's lovely. She has so many lovely sock patterns, and I absolutely plan on knitting a lot more of her sock patterns because she just actually came out with another pack. She sells them on Ravelry in packs. Like if you buy one, you want one sock pattern. Like when I bought this, she also does them toe up and cuff down, so you have that option. You can pick which you want, and she sells them in packs. So when I knew I wanted this pattern, but when I buy that, I get like you get like two other. I think it comes in. This one came out like with 3 different patterns, sock patterns. So you actually get more than what you wanted. So it's a really good deal. She does lovely patterns. It's well written, and she's super, super nice. I had like one question. Can't remember what my question was. I think it was something about joining my other color that I just wasn't quite super clear on joining it. It was something super like yeah. Anyways, I just needed a little bit more clarity to double check something, and so I just sent her a message on Instagram, and she's super, super sweet and is like, yes, that's right, do this, and it'll be, explained it for me. So she's absolutely lovely. If you aren't following her on Instagram, definitely go check her out. Northwoodsknitco. Love her. Okay, so let's move on to my next whip. Let's see. Let's do the mittens. So if you were around last time, I talked about how I was planning to knit some mittens for my mom. She's a teacher, and she is outside on duty a lot in the wintertime. And although we live in Arizona and it does not get that cold here, she's a wimp, and she asked for some mittens. So I picked this lovely, squishy, lovely alpaca by, I'll show the tag here. This is Rowan Alpaca Soft DK. It says made with extra fine, super fine merino wool and baby alpaca. It only needed 50 grams to make both mittens, which is awesome. And any other details here? 70% virgin wool and 30% alpaca. So I love this color. If you were here last time, you remember I was between 2 colors. This one, what was this one called? I don't love that they don't put the color name on the tags. You only see it on the website. I think this is called Enchanted. or something like that. There was another one I was looking at called Mulberry that was more of like, it was a vibrant, bright, like pink, purple, I don't know how to even describe it. Definitely a berry color. It was really, really pretty, but I decided to go with this. I had gotten my husband's opinion. He was like, yeah, no, I think she'd like this one. I think I will have to, let me show you the mittens already, but I think I'm going to have to make more of these. I love this. And it knit up so fast. Check this out. This is the pattern. I'm calling these on my Ravelry Mimi's Mittens because my mom's name called Mimi by my son. Mimi's Mittens. This is the Last Minute Handstulpen pattern by Susuanne Müller of PaulaStrickt. So you may have seen PaulaStrickt on Instagram. It's just so soft, and this pattern is so cute. I'll put it on because my mom and I have the same size hands. Pardon me. Look at that. It's so cute. I love it. I think they're adorable. I think she's gonna love them. She said she wanted fingerless, so I know that this is definitely going to be what she wants. I'm gonna give them to her for Christmas. But I think I might have to knit a matching pair for myself because these are just lovely. Not that I need mittens in Arizona, but maybe I'll find something else to knit with this yarn. This yarn was just absolutely lovely to knit with. Super, super squishy, super soft. I love it. And so affordable, especially considering you only need 150-gram ball of it to make these mittens. So super cute. I did have to learn a lot of new techniques on this, like the Italian cast-on, and I think I did the Italian bind-off on this as well, figuring out the whole thumb thing. So it was quite a bit of like learning some new skills. But if you've been here in other episodes, you know that's what I've been after this year, is casting on things that were going to teach me something. I want to be learning a lot of new skills, putting new knitting skills under my belt. And so this was definitely one of those projects. I really enjoyed knitting these. It knit up seriously so crazy fast. I started this on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. This mitten was done on Saturday. So I just got to do the other one. I think I may have a little bit of a case of second sock syndrome because casting on and casting off was the struggle, the difficult part, because I'm like watching YouTube and following along to do that. So I just gotta buckle down once I have the chance. Same thing with the sock. I need to buckle down once I have a moment of actually focusing, which is far and few between as a toddler mom. And I work during nap times. My only time to knit is like in the morning if I get some time, and on the weekends during nap time. So since I haven't podcasted in a while, I've been knitting during nap time and also working during nap time. And so that's where I've been getting a lot of knitting done. But I have to have like the focus time, like for these next parts of these. Once I get to cast it on, then I can knit it when my kids are around. But yeah, gotta cast on the next one here. But I really, really love these. So great pattern, great yarn. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. So Mimi's Mittens, I cast it on. Where is this at? I think it's in my bag. I cast it on the Romanticist bandana. It's in my my carpet bag here. The next two projects I want to show you are both in here, so I'll leave this open. Leave this right here. Oh no. Okay, so I'm sure many of you have already seen this. Oh, it's right here. Put it back. I'm sure many of you have already seen this, but it's a super cute pattern, and oh my gosh, it knits up very fast. Although I have been, like I said, casting on so many other things that I haven't been. If I were to just focus on this, it'd be done so fast, but I haven't been focusing on it. So here it is, the Romanticist bandana. And I love this color. I want to knit more of these. I really like it. I wanted to have some bandanas. Let me see if I can show you up close maybe. If it'll focus. I hope it's focusing for you here. If not, I can record a separate video. So yeah, this one's really fun. It's super cute, super easy. It's using Rowan Summerlite DK. It's made with Egyptian cotton. You only need one skein of this 50-gram ball, or one ball, not skein, one ball, 50 grams to knit this up, and I'm gonna definitely have extra. And yeah, it's so soft. Whenever you feel like those big box store cotton yarns that are like sugar and cream, I think it's called sugar and cream. I worked at Michael's in high school, so I always saw the yarn. But you know what? They don't care about us knitters anymore. I'm sorry to say, but they don't. Seeing it over the years like change from, so on a tangent, you guys. But they used to care about us knitters, and they had a lot of yarn, a lot of options, and now there's no options. It's all framing, because that's where the money is. It's all framing and decor. Sorry to say. I love Michael's. I loved working there. I had such a blast getting to work there during high school. I loved that job, but they really don't care about us fiber arts people. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. But that's where you get, the sugar and cream. I believe it was called sugar and cream. This, you guys, this is not sugar and cream. This is like luxury cotton. It is so soft and it does not hurt your hands. I would love to buy more colors in this. They have so many colors too. So I would love to buy more colors in this and knit either the same pattern of this bandana, or buy other bandana patterns and just have like a collection of different colored bandanas and to wear just over my hair. And I'm growing my hair out again. When I had my son, the tucking on my hair, I had my hair very, very long for years. And when I had him, a little ducktail here, tuck my shirt in here. When I had him, I chopped it all off. It was up to here, and I loved it very short. I loved it short. It was so easy to style and everything, but now I'm growing it back out, and so having little bandanas will be nice, because then as my hair starts to grow out long again, it's at a super awkward length, so I keep it up most of the time right now because I just don't like where it's at until it grows out more. So as you know, once it's grown out more, then wearing my hair down or like having it back in a bun or whatever, then I don't have to worry about like what it looks like, and even messy oily hair. I can just put a bandana over it and feel like, okay, my hair is all back and I look kind of cute with with a little bandana. I think I wore a bandana in my last video. My mother-in-law gave me that one. And yeah, I think I'm going to start wearing more bandanas. Who is it that wears a lot of bandanas and I just absolutely adore it? She's a knitting podcaster. You all know who I'm thinking of. Carlie? Is it Carlie? CarleeHandmade. I think she wears a lot of bandanas, and every time I just think that they're so cute, and I think she knit this as well. Who gave me the idea of this? I think I did see this though. High Fiber Knits. I saw that she knit one of these. I think it was her, or she mentioned it. And that's where I was like, oh, I want to knit that from her. But I think Carlie has knitted or wears a lot of bandanas as well. And they're just super cute. I love that. Okay, so there's my Romanticist bandana. Oh, and this pattern is by, I'm sorry, I keep on forgetting to even share what the pattern is by Meredith Campbell of Merbearmade. Super cute. Okay. Now, this was also in my carpet bag. My Find Your Fade Shawl by Andrea Mowry. This is using the red yarn by the Red Pansy. This is in the colorway Water Lilies 1919. It is from her Monet collection, and it is her Voyager sock. So it's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. Having it in a ball does not do it justice, you guys. I think I should have some video of me showing it in a skein. I don't have the skeins in here right now because they're in a basket in my living room. But the skein, showing the skein really does it justice. I'll see if I can pop a video of that in here. But here's my, I mean, it's coming along. The Find Your Fade shawl, coming along, you guys. Let me undo this so that you can kind of see. It's hard though because it's getting so long that it's gonna fall off. Maybe I just need to get, at some point I will put it on a new cable, a longer cable. But yeah, hopefully you can see it. This is the front side that I'm showing you. So it's got a lot of garter and some lace. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. It's super mindless knit. Once you're going and you know what you're doing, because you just keep on repeating the same things. And it's so this is kind of my, I can't take it on walks anymore because it's now got too much weight to it to where, you know, it's gonna stretch things out. Can't take it on walks anymore, but because for a while we go on evening walks, my husband and my son and I. But it's a mindless knit for, you know, when you're hanging out with friends and need something to work on or that kind of thing. I knit on it quite a bit last night when my friends were over here. We were watching movies. We did, I know I mentioned that already, but we did, we're doing a Twilight marathon. It's some friend, like childhood best friends. Now that we live back in Arizona, I get to see them. And because we're from Arizona, but we've been away for a few years while my husband was in the military. But now we're back. And so now I get to see them. And we've been doing, I was like, you guys, it's fall. Would you like to do a Twilight marathon? Come over for movies. So they come over as soon as I put my son to bed. They come over. And we've been, you know, each of us brings a snack or dessert and have some wine and been watching Twilight. So we just watched New Moon last night. If you're a Twilight fan, you can let me know in the comments. Yes to cheers to Twilight. Anyways, so yeah, where was I? I was knitting on this last night quite a bit because it's very easy, mindless. I was working on that sock, my fall socks. I got that situated, and then I got to the point where, like, okay, everything's back on the needles now. I can't do anything until I need to do color work, and I was not about to do the color work during a movie. And so I worked on this quite a bit. Was that all I worked on? Yeah, I think I only worked on these two. So it's coming along. I love this. I love the Water Lilies 1919. It definitely looks like the painting. It's, you know, based on the painting, and it's lovely. And yeah, this is gonna take a while. I mean, I'm making good progress on it, but I don't know. If you've knit the Find Your Fade, or if you've knit a shawl of this size, it's pretty big. In fingering weight, let me know. I'd love to know, how long did it take you? And how much were you working on it? I'd like to gauge kind of like just how long is this going to take me to do this. I'm enjoying it, but I'd love to be able to wear it soon. I think it's going to take a while, but yeah. Okay. It's definitely something that, like, I'm glad I have some other projects going on right now that are a little bit more engaging. Because this, now that I've got the lace down and the garter down, like it's just the same thing. It's a little bit, is monotonous the word? You know what I mean? So it's yeah, it's a good mindless knit, but I'm feeling lately, I think I'm just feeling so creatively inspired that I'm tending to pick up some other things that have a little bit more intricacy and interest in. Anyways, all right, only one more whip, and then I have one more whip and then one project plan. I casted on my first sweater. I'm first knitting my son a sweater. He is 2. He just turned 2 in August. This is what I have so far. I have a neck collar, and it's lovely. I love this color. I love the yarn. This is a Monday sweater, Junior. Monday sweater, Junior. I'll do some footage right here showing you it up close if I can, and I'll show the yarn up close. But this is Sysleriget yarn, 100% superwash merino. in the colorway Festival Blues. It's their merino single. And Isager, I know I butcher that every time, and I've heard other people say it right, but I can't remember what it is. Isager. Isager. Silk mohair. It is 75% kid mohair and 25% silk. And does this have the color? This doesn't have the color on it. Oh, color number 16 is what it is. So, oh my gosh, I get the hype now. I so get the hype of mohair. It's so lovely. It's so lovely to work with. I'm so enjoying this. All I want to work on is this right now, but it's also all new to me and new skills, and so I have to be able to focus on it. And I don't have that much of that focus time, as you all know. So I love the feel of it, the mohair and the merino. Yeah, it's super fun so far. I've just started the yoke, so I have all my stitch markers placed for all the corresponding spots I'm supposed to have them in. And yeah, I'm super loving doing this. And if I didn't already show you already with some separate video, here's the yarn. So yeah, it's awesome. Trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to share with you on that. I don't think so. I think that's all I wanted to. Oh, it's by PetitieKnit. I don't think I said that. Monday Sweater Junior by PetitieKnit. Yeah. So my first sweater, you guys. Getting into garments. I promise I'll still always work on though. I will still always be working on like accessories, socks, along with with garments. I love doing accessories. I also, another whip I didn't mention is the basket weave blanket. It's over here in a basket. The basket weave blanket, I haven't made any progress on it, and I really just don't want to take it out. So it hasn't had any progress. If you'd like to see it's like a cream colored basket weave blanket that I've been working on for quite a while. If you would like to see that, you can check out another episode. It's in, I think I've showed it in all 3 other episodes. So feel free to go check that out if you would like to see that. I just haven't made any progress on it, which is fine. I'm not mad about it. I've been knitting a lot of other things. I've been, like I said, feeling just super creatively inspired lately. And yeah, so I've just been like go on casting on everything. And I was waiting for a while to cast things on so that I could show you everything that I had planned, do more like show my upcoming knitting plans. And then we were sick, and I was just like, you know what, I'm casting on. I'm going, I'm not waiting, I'm casting on, and I can show everyone my whips. Okay, so now we're on page 2 of my notes. Now my plans, and for this I have a question for you all. This is really what I want to hear your feedback on. I am knitting a Monday sweater in the adult size for myself. So my son and I are going to have matching sweaters. I chose this one the Monday sweater because I think it's going to be a good beginner sweater, because I wanted to do raglan style sweater, and I think it's going to be a good beginner sweater. And so I'm knitting his first. And when his is done, if I wait until it's done, I have to wait till it's done because I have to have the needles. Y'all don't let me buy the same size needles to start mine. I can wait. I'm gonna wait until his is done, and then I will cast mine on. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long his takes, because it is fingering weight. So yeah. All right, let me show you. I have some of the yarn for my sweater. Okay. I also got Sysleriget for my sweater. Let me show you up close. Let's see if I can. Hopefully it's focusing in. So I got this lovely pinkish, purplish, has a bit of orange, a bit of browns. It's got some like speckling. It's not even got like some yellow and green. It's really fun. I'm finding that I wear a lot of pinks, but I'm okay with that. I have a lot of sweaters that I definitely will be wearing as it gets cooler. None of them are hand knits, but I do have a few pink ones. They're all like knits, you know, but they're all commercial knit sweaters. I do have quite a bit of pink in my wardrobe, which is funny because I've never thought of myself as having a lot of pink in my wardrobe, but I do, because I love wearing blouses and skirts and dresses and sweaters in the cool season, and so I do have quite a bit of pink. But I'm like, you know what, I want something. I don't care if I already have quite a bit of pink, because having a hand knit is completely different from having commercial knit sweaters, and I want to really love the yarn and enjoy the process of it, and enjoy the yarn I'm working with, and have a fun color that I'm going to be excited about. And this excited me. So this is my merino singles for the sweater, and then this is where I need your opinion. I have yet to order my silk mohair for my sweater. I'm going to get I'm getting Sandusgarn tin silk mohair, and I'm between, I think, 2 colors. If I have other colors that I end up looking at again, I might put them up, but I'm sure I was between 2 colors. One is more of a pinkish red. I'll put them up right now. One is more of a pinkish red, and one is more of a purple. I'm not sure which way I want to go, so I'd love your thoughts. Do you think I should go pinkish or should I go purplish? Because whichever one of those is the way that there's really both of those colors in this, and so whichever of those I choose is the way that it's gonna really show up, pink or purple. So I don't know. I would love both. I would be happy with either. I would love both. Let me know what you think though. What should I pair with this? Should it be the purpley or the pink? Yeah, but I'm super excited about that. I've been waiting to order that, just because it's going to cost a bit to order that silk mohair, and I was not set on a color. So once I can get set on a color, hopefully you guys can help me out, help me pick a color. Once I have a consensus, then I will be ordering that. I don't know if I'll order it anytime soon. It's not like I'm casting this on right away, but it would be nice. The shop that I was going to order it from is in San Diego. There's no knitting shops here in Arizona, knitting stores, and so I have to order everything, unless if I want to go to a big box store. And I was going to order it through the closest shop was in San Diego, Apricot Yarn, I believe. And I just looked at it today, and they're all out of both of those colors. I think they may have only had the pink. But they're all out, and they had the amount that I needed and everything, and now it's gone. So once I figure out a color, I'm gonna have to shop around again and see what yarn store has it in stock. So okay, there's that, y'all. That's all the knitting. So if you're good with just watching all the knitting, and then thank you so much for being here. And if you would like to stick around for some herbalism talk and some book talk, then please do. Okay, so let's talk herbalism. So I did do some video. You may be watching it at the end or at the beginning, I'm not sure yet. But while we were sick, I did do quite a bit of some home herbalism again, whipped out some of my herbs. And whenever someone's sick, I for sure make a medicinal strength tea. And you know what, I was going to get, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is my Materia Medica. If you do a lot of herbalism or have a garden or just use herbs in your home, then you may have one of these as well. I just started this. I've been doing quite a bit of home herbalism for a few years now, but I just started my Materia Medica. And I ordered this off of Amazon. I really like having the disc binder because I can move pages around. But anyways, I've been starting to just have a better understanding of use of the blending triangle and understanding the primary action herb, the catalyst herb, the support herbs, and how to choose herbs for a medicinal strength tea, and how which ones to pick what you want, one herb that's for the primary concern, and then you have to split it into like 70 to 80% of that one, and then 5 to 10% is a catalyst herb, which is an accelerator, stimulant, stimulates the nervous system, and then a support herb, 10 to 20% of a support herb, something that's tonic and nutritive, an adaptogen or a nervine, and not strong but supporting for the system. And so I've been learning more about that, and so rather than usually I just when I make medicinal strength tea in the past, I've just picked herbs that I'm like, I know that all these ones are really good, blend them all together into a one tea blend and put it in a jar and continuously make more of that, which is great, and that works, and it is so helpful, and you can so totally do that. But I have been working a little bit more on just understanding, being more selective, and okay, I already have this herb that's doing this action, maybe I should pick an herb that's doing another action so that they can really be supportive for the system. And so I did that this time when I made our teas, and I made 2 different teas because for my tea I was putting in an adaptogen, and you really shouldn't give kids adaptogens, and different herbalists will say different things, but I didn't do any for my son. I did do some for me. So I did 2 different tea formulas, and I was using primarily mullein, which if you have been sick or have a loved one who has been sick lately, if you have this awful cough that we do, like I said, our only symptom was this cough. So we've been really working on trying to just get all that mucus up from our lungs, and that's what has been really difficult. But I will say that if we had not been taking mullein leaf, our systems, my chest would be done right now. My chest, my lungs, my throat would be done. Because we've been taking mullein, I think that has worked wonders in supporting our lungs, in really soothing them. Let me tell you a bit about mullein first. If you want to get to the books and you don't care about the herbs, feel free to skip ahead, by all means. Or skip ahead to B-roll at the end, if I put any B-roll at the end. Okay, so mullein is it's so many things. It's an antispasmodic, an expectorant, meaning it's really going to help expectorate, get what's in your lungs out. It's a diuretic, a demulcent, mucilage, chilblains, catar, astringent, anti-inflammatory, emollient, febrifuge. I won't even go into all the rest of them. It's also pulmonary tonic, and a peripheral vasodilator. So all fabulous things to be taking, getting into your system when you are having anything to do with the lungs. So mullein is also great for ear infections. I treat anything in our household really naturally with herbs and other remedies and homeopathy, and it has worked so fabulous for preventing and treating ear infections, especially if you have little kids. So if you get some, just like from your local health store, grocery store, we use Sprouts that's closest to us. You can get a tincture, an herbal extract that the best brand that you can get from those stores is Herb Farm, PHARM, and they have a mullein and garlic extract. You drop that into the ear and it will prevent and cure ear infections. We've never used anything else. We've never needed anything else. It works amazing. So we keep that on hand. And whenever I'm sick or my son is sick, like, and I'm, you know, sometimes you get that feeling like, oh, this is gonna escalate to the ears. Like I can feel it. I drop that in his ears, and he's never had a bad ear infections like a lot of kids do. So it's also, this mullein is also great for colds, coughs, bronchitis, asthma, the C word. It soothes the irritated mucous membranes in the throat and lungs. I'm reading from my Materia Medica here what I wrote. It loosens tight coughs and congestion. Sorry, you may have just heard my AC kick off. Relaxes the muscles of the chest, opens the airway to make breathing easier, and it's also anti-inflammatory, so it is useful for bruises and swelling of the glands, muscles, and ligaments. So this has worked miracles for us lately. So definitely, if you have access to it, it looks like a big weed outside. If you're in certain parts of the country or the world, you could have it in your neighborhood. Definitely make sure that you're looking at the right plants if you decide to pick some up from somewhere in the wild. But we do not have a lot of the herbs that I use naturally growing here. So I order all of my herbs through Mountain Rose Herbs. They have many herbs dried, and that's where I get my herbs from. So I was making our sick tea formula using mostly mullein as our primary herb, and then peppermint leaf, and then rose hips as the nervine to nourish, and also because rose petals and peppermint are super, sweet tasting, make the tea taste really good. So definitely added those in, so it's easier to drink. And then for my son, I did all the same of those things for myself and my son. And also another thing that I did the same was ginger. I cut up fresh ginger. When I made it again recently because we were all out. We went through that stuff so fast. I made it again, and I used just dried ginger root that I have from Mountain Rose Herbs rather than cutting fresh, just for the sake of time, and that worked too. But fresh ginger. Ginger is a immunostimulant. That's the catalyst that I was using. And then for another nourishing herb or an adaptogen, this is where I did two different things for myself, and one for a tea for me and one for my son. For him, I used dandelion root, and for myself, I used eleuthero. And so this tea, and I just make it at medicinal strength. I'll have some video for you. I make it at medicinal strength by you put it in a bit of all the loose leaves into a pot of water. You bring it to a boil, and then bring it down to a simmer, and you simmer that for 10 minutes with those herbs in there, and mix it so all the herbs are getting in there and getting wet, and then strain it. And one thing I did end up getting was for mullein, the leaves can be irritating if you don't strain it enough. So one thing I did end up getting that I don't think is in my video is I was all out of cheesecloth. If you just go to your grocery store and get some cheesecloth from like the kitchen utensil area, you can use cheesecloth and add that to your strainer so that it really strains all of that herb from your tea. And then I throw that into some jars and put it in the fridge, and we drink that. My son loves it mixed with some milk. We drink raw cow's milk. He loves he's like, honey tea, yes, honey tea. He loves it with some honey, sometimes loves it mixed with his milk. And yeah, so we've been drinking that. I drink it hot. He likes it cold. I drink it hot with some honey. And that's been really, really soothing and nourishing to our bodies and helped us through this. The other thing that I am showing video of is the herbal extracts. So with those, if you're curious, I won't go much into them because in the video I show you up close each of the herbs that I'm working with there. But I just had some herbal extracts that I needed some herbal extracts of some herbs that I didn't have already. And with that, you use vodka. For kids, you want to use a glycerite or a vegetable glycerin. You make a glycerite. For adults, we use vodka, and that you mix that with herbs. And an herbal extract is you're taking the herbs and putting it with the vodka. You want it as high proof as you can, 70, 80, some people even use 100 proof vodka. And I just get the cheapest one from the store. And you mix that with the herb, you put it in a jar, and you let that sit for at least 4 weeks, but 6 weeks or more is best. And then keep it in a cool, dark place. And that's your herbal, well, once you strain it, that's your herbal extract. And so an herbal extract is the the properties of that herb go into the liquid. And so when you strain it, you get rid of all that herb, and then the liquid is your herbal extract, and it has those nutritive properties of the herb in a liquid form. And you can take that in a dropper under the tongue, or you can drink it. We usually will like put it in just like a tiny little like juice glass with some juice or some water, and like take it as a shot or anything like that. And so then there's a tincture. So the difference between herbal extract and a tincture is the herbal extract is just the one herb. That's the herbal extract of that herb. Once you take more than one herbal extract and you put them together into like a dropper bottle, that's a tincture. It's different herbal extracts mixed together for a certain purpose. And so I make our own tinctures. And it's been a while since I've made any, but I did have, like I said, I had some herbs that I had the herbs already. I just did not have them in an herbal extract to put them into tinctures, and I needed that. So that's what I worked on a little bit of. I did a mix of 2 different methods. The first method is, which works best with roots or bark, is the 1-to-5 method, which is just the ratio that you do of the vodka to the herb. And so I did it's one part herb to 5 parts vodka, or five parts menstruum, which is just like whatever you're using for your liquid. And so that worked great for the herb. And then you may notice in the videos, then I was like, that it didn't, the leaves or flowers of herbs, they soak up so much of that liquid that I ended up going for the folk method. The folk method is where you literally just like eyeball it, you cover the herb. You put as much herb that you're using, and then you cover your herb, or do a little bit like more than covering the herb, so that you at least get a lot of liquid, because it soaks up so much that then if you do the 1-to-5 ratio, you're not going to get any extract out of that. And so I ended up going back. I don't know if I videotaped it, but I recorded it, but I ended up going back and I ran out of vodka. And so then I had to have my husband get some more the next time he went to the store. So I didn't record all of the extracts that I made, but oh, my son's starting to wake up. He hangs out in his room for a little while though, so I have some time. So yeah, so you seal that up and you let it sit for weeks, and then you have your herbal extract once you've strained it. So that was all of that. Okay, let's move on to books. Okay, so I have a big stack over here, y'all. So what I decided with sharing books with you is I'm only going to share when I have have started a new book, or I've finished a book. If I'm in the middle of one, so that I'm not taking up too much time and not showing them over and over again, I'm not going to show like books that I'm in the middle of. But if I started one, which it's been a while since I've talked to you guys, so I have quite a bit that I have both started and finished. But that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to, rather than sharing a whole bunch about the book and rambling on, I decided I'm just going to read a little book snippet for you. So as I'm reading, I'm just going to keep an eye out for like a good snippet to share with you, and then share that with you. And then you can really get a feel for, oh, is that a book that you know, like that I would enjoy, that is up your alley. For some, I might just read the back or the book blurb, because I may not highlight some spots in it to share with you, but that's my plan. So I started this and I'm loving it. Bright Young Dead. It's the second book in Jessica Fellowes' series called the Mitford Murders. Mitford Murders series. It's like a very cozy mystery. The first book was, it was all right. This book, I cannot put it down. I'm listening to the audiobook, so it's just so cozy and soothing and fun, and it's a really good cozy mystery. If you like Downton Abbey, this author, she wrote the Downton Abbey companion books, and this particular book, this second book, is like Downton Abbey meets Peaky Blinders. If you know, you know, and I'm for it. I am here for it. It's it's so good. So I'm super enjoying that. I didn't highlight anything in here for you, so that's all I'm gonna say on this one. But that's what I'm currently reading the most of right now. I'm also reading, I have a book club for moms in my area that we meet once a month, and it's super fun. And this is our book for this month for, what are we in? October. This is our October book, The Well-Watered Woman. I think I said the author of the last one. This is by Gretchen Saffels. And this one, I don't have anything to share on it yet. I just started chapter 1, just got through like the preface or the forward. So I'll let you know how this one is when I finish it, but I don't really have much to share on it yet. So just started that one. I'm doing that one more with my like morning quiet time because that's when I read my Bible and stuff anyways. So I if I'm reading something that's more like, faith-based, then I pair it with like my quiet time. Okay, this one I just finished and I loved it. This is Passionate Housewives Desperate for God. I loved this book. This book is for you if you are a wife. If you are a Christ follower and you are a wife, if you are married, this book is for you. It was wonderful. I'm going to share a snippet from it for you. Instead of treasuring women, this is from the first page. Instead of treasuring women and properly utilizing their gifts, our culture has attempted to discard the beauty and uniqueness of biblical womanhood and create an emotionally androgynous power woman whose worth is measured only by the degree of her ambition, the shape of her body, and her money-making potential. Rather than women renouncing this affront to their dignity, amazingly, the slaves are demanding their slavery. And then I have another section that I wanted to share with you. The loss of the Christian homemaker is a devastating one, and all the more so because we do not understand what we have lost, nor do we appreciate what it takes to establish a godly, hospitable home. You see, homemaking is far more than housekeeping. We need to toss out narrow modern-day conceptions that are built around stereotypes and restore our vision based upon God's word. When we do, we can begin to understand why the biblical family is an indispensable foundation stone of a healthy society, and what happens when that stone is removed. You want to watch a culture self-destruct? Eliminate the fathers, make the mothers neglect their children, and teach everyone to forsake the weak, the needy, and the elderly. I got chills just reading that. Honestly, I've highlighted so much in this book. It's so good. Yeah, I highly recommend it. So, yeah, pick that up if you're married, if you're a mama. I think you'd enjoy it. You can get. I get most of my books off of thrift books. I've gotten almost all of these off of thrift books. So definitely check out thrift books if you're interested in any of these. Okay, I'm not gonna say much on this. I don't think I'm even really gonna, did I mark anything to share with you guys? I don't think I did. There's so much in here, y'all, that I wish I could share with you, but I'm not even gonna say any, I'm not even gonna say the title because I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. Because I will. Because they don't want you to know the information in this book. They don't want you to know what's in this book. They don't want if people actually read this book, there would be so much, we'd be having some major conversations. you guys, in this country, if people actually read this book. Read this book. If you are an American, please read this book. You need to know what's in this book. You need to know this information. So that's all I'm going to say. I highly recommend you read it. I did the audiobook because it's a very hefty book. It's a very deep book. It took me 2 months to read it, doing audiobook. But definitely, please give it a try. Okay, 2 more. M is for Mama. Love this book. This is the second time that I've read this book. We read this for our September book for book club. M is for Mama by Abby Halbertstead. And I love this one. I'll read you the back. The narrative around motherhood today can be a real downer. Instead of rallying to uplift each other or rejoicing in what God has done in their lives, moms often connect over memes about how kids are the worst. Mother of 10, Abby Halbertstead believes that Christ has so much more to offer you and your family than the empty validation of fist bumps for surviving another day that worldly culture brings to the table. Abby offers advice, encouragement, and scripturally sound strategies seasoned with humor and grace to help you embrace the challenges and see the rewards of Christ-like motherhood. Applying biblical love and wisdom to raising your children won't always be easy. It will take grit and a desire to parent for God's glory. It will also take willingness to buck the popular trends of mediocre motherhood. But here's the good news. We are not enough. Christ is more than sufficient, and his love for you and your kids is nothing less than revolutionary. Are you ready to join the rebellion? So I highly recommend this one. She also has beautiful illustrations in here. I've highlighted a lot. Like I said, second time I've read this book and I really enjoyed it. She also has a podcast called M is for Mama. So all you mamas out there, I highly recommend checking her out. She has an Instagram too. Okay, this is the last one. Is that all that's on my notes? That's it. This is it, y'all. Thanks for sticking around if you're still here. Or if you fast forwarded to the books. I appreciate you too. Okay, triggers. You saw me chat about this one a little bit last time. I have little passages to share with you this time. So this is Triggers, Exchanging Parents' Angry Reactions for Gentle Biblical Responses by Amber Leah and Wendy Speak. While we focus on our children's lack of maturity, God is ever focused on maturing us. These words flooded my mind. I have different sections highlighted, so I'm skipping to each highlighted section. God uses rough sandpaper. I like this part. Uses rough sandpaper to make his creations lovely and smooth. And I knew after a day where I had exploded over my little ones' immaturity that God was using their rough edges to smooth me out and soften my heart. God planned the lion's share of my spiritual growth to be done in the fiery furnace of family life. What if God designed motherhood to make me holy rather than to make me happy? Family life was designed by God to be the laboratory where our holiness is cultivated. When we were pregnant, we imagined that the gift God is giving us is the child within our womb, but it turns out that the precious soul in your marriage too is simply a tool by which our perfecting happens. And that is the gift that the Father of Lights intended from the beginning, to make us holy. That perfect gift, swaddled, is the perfecting tool that will bring us to maturity. Our little gifts are darling little babes, complete with a sin nature and personality that tend to rub us wrong at times. God uses them like sandpaper in his tender hands, back and forth against our spiritual lives. He rubs them purposefully to smooth out our own sin tangles, to even out the selfish bumps, to smooth away our anger as we lean into God's rhythmic, loving refining. Our children are not perfect, but they are perfectly designed to perfect us into the image of Christ. So, there's Triggers. She gives so much practical advice that it's all biblically sound. She does so much scriptural references, and yeah, I highly recommend this one. I would not have picked this up. It was another book club one. We read it the same month that we read the real Anthony Fauci book. But I would not have picked this up had it not been a book club pick, and I'm so glad that we read it. So there's that one. That's it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm sorry it took this long for me to get back to you guys, but hopefully it won't be too long before the next one again. And happy knitting, happy fall. I hope you're enjoying all the fall cozy things, and I will see you next time.